Kenya is the most sought-after destination for the world's best safari experience. It is home to the best wildlife Africa has to offer, not forgetting our rich and raw heritage and the most spectacular luxury lodges. The future of the hospitality industry in Kenya holds great promise for all players along the value chain. More so investors who are devoting capital to holiday accommodation facilities and food services in tourism hotspots around the country.
Welcome, I'm happy to say welcome to Kenya, to Kenya,
Cooking is an art.
Is the hotel industry producing enough professionals to meet the rising demand in the service delivery?
What is killing the industry is people coming on board who have not gone to school. They've not been trained in food and beverage service. They've not been trained in cooking.
I got the chance to interact with the young chefs from the Impact Chef Academy just to understand if they are skilled enough to meet the market demands.
Chef Arama. Sikia vile anajichocha. We are yet to see her skills, Chef Arama. So today I'm with Chef Arama. She'll be taking us through how to prepare different recipes using different ingredients. She's very competent, ready to get into the market. But as the saying goes, a recipe has no soul, but you as the cook has to bring soul to the recipe. So today, we'll be giving you more delicious recipes. And in this case, Chef Arama takes us through. What are you preparing today?
Orange cake.
Orange cake.
Yes.
Indeed looks orange. Yeah, so Chef Arama takes over.
So today we are going to prepare orange cake, and we have flour, baking powder, vanilla essence, orange color, and the orange zest. And we also have eggs. We first start with mixing the margarine and the sugar together to make it fluffy. Then you'll add the eggs one by one on the margarine and the sugar. You'll beat it until it becomes fluffy. After that, you'll add the vanilla essence and the vanilla extract, the vanilla essence and the orange essence. Then you'll whisk it. You'll add the orange zest to the cake. Since it's an orange cake, definitely you can't miss the orange zest. You'll have to whisk it. Then you'll put the flour and you'll fold. After that, after folding, you make sure there's no lumps on your paste, so that when you put here, it cannot interfere with your end product. From here, you're going to put it in the baking tray, and from the baking tray to the oven, which will take 40 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Switch on the oven. 180 degrees Celsius. This is the top. 180 degrees Celsius for the bottom. Then you will 40 minutes.
That's the time.
180 is the standard temperature for baking a cake. Above 180, let's say maybe if someone puts 200 degrees Celsius, the cake is most likely to burn. And if it's less, the cake will not, it will be undercooked. So I'll advise you to use 180 degrees Celsius.
We've actually trained over 5,000 people in the region. What do I mean by the region? We've got trainees from Rwanda, we've trainees from Southern Sudan, Kenya, Burundi, and the last group that came in was from Eritrea. So we've trained a good number of people from the region, but the biggest chunk is from Uganda and Tanzania. Then we also train them on upgrade courses. There are those ones who joined the industry. Maybe he was a cleaner in the hotel, maybe he was doing any other job in the hotel. Then he ended up being a hotelier, but he has not gone to mainstream college. So we normally fill that gap and take them through the initial training, like 5-day training, just to make sure that we sharpen up their skills on being hoteliers. And we train them in several areas like service.
The hotel industry is one of the sub-sectors in the tourism sector, envisioned to deliver 20% annual economic growth as projected in the Kenya Vision 2030.
Sawa. And then season the pepper. Season the pepper. This is the simplest seasoning that you can use. Si lazima ukaribie sana, si ndio? Enough. We have blanched our spinach. We do it a whole. Spinach. And then we are adding again blanched julienne of carrots and spring onions. And then because it is, we are preparing what? Chicken roulade. This chicken roulade, when I'm doing this, I'm rolling. That is the origin of the word roulade. Rolling like this. On my cling film, what I normally do, then I apply my cling film on. Very nicely and carefully. After doing this, then I will use the two ends by making tight, like this, tight. So you can see that we are bringing in the nice shape. Having done this, the next is two options. One, based on your time, you can take this and then you put it in a freezer and it becomes so firm and strong. From the freezer, then to the grill, and you do that process of grilling because of the presentability.
You'll find hotels are getting into serious food mass production, but at the end of the day, they have a problem in the chefs that are in the industry. Chefs are not well equipped. Some of them are just trained within the system. Somebody joined a hotel like a cleaner, then from there he became a helper, then from there he was told, can you become a cook? Then from there he became a senior cook. Then you find somebody is in the hotel as an executive chef or a chef, but he does not have any papers on food safety. He doesn't know anything on modern recipes. He's still dealing with the Vasco da Gama recipes, the old-time recipes. He doesn't want to add something new on his menu. He doesn't know anything on menu engineering. These are things that they are actually changing in the industry.
In 2019, the industry directly employed 82,900 people.
Chicken roulade, and I'm going to start with putting some little oil. Then I will add some little butter in my pan. Into the pan. I'll brown it so that it can be golden brown.
Following the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, the national government, through the economic stimulus package, set aside 2 billion Kenyan shilling as a soft loan to hotels to support the renovation and restructuring of business operations in the hotel industry. But a lot needs to be done on skill development.
We've got passionate Kenyans, passionate guys from East Africa, from Uganda, from Rwanda, who would like to join the hospitality industry, but unfortunately, they have not been able to get a chance to go to the leading colleges. Some of them are because of school fees, some of them is because of opportunity. And I realized that I'm able to sit down, look for the best trainers, trainers who can be able to mentor trainees. We've been able to take a good number of them to cruise ships. Currently, we have like around 8 that are in US, Mexico in cruise ship. We have got like around 10 in UAE. They are in Dubai. We have a team that is got a job in Britain. And you know, it's very interesting to get a new college graduate getting a job in UK.
If you want to be a chef, you have to have the skills, not like just cooking. You have to have the skills and knowledge on how to keep your food safe, on how to prepare them and all that. It's not just cooking. What inspires me mostly is how the artistic part of it. There's a way that, mostly in terms of food preparation and serving, it's not just like the way we, in our normal lives, the way you just serve food. There's a way you're supposed to serve your food. There's the placement of food in your plate. There's the way you're supposed to place your proteins, the starches and the vegetables, and there's a way you're supposed to design them. You're not supposed to like just serve them the way they are. In the future, it's not just like joining culinary food and just being a chef. You might be a chef and just be a chef forever. But for me, I want to be a chef and have the skills to grow, and maybe in the future I'll want to grow my own business.
Despite the rebound in operating hotels, Enoch Makanga argues the industry still needs more qualified chefs to meet international standards to beat African countries such as South Africa, which are doing much better.
So the interesting part is interacting with young chefs who are getting into the industry. Like the gentleman here is very ambitious. The job especially is to cook a kuku. So what do you call this?
Chicken curry.
Chicken curry.
Yeah.
So from here, tunapeleka wapi?
Tunaweka kwa sufuria.
So nyinyi umespecialize wewe ni kugeuza tu, this gentleman ni kukaanga.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend, your talent naiona. Mimi nangoja kuonja zote. But sijaiva ama is still okay vile ziko hivyo. Oh. Brown. So how do you call it?
Saute kwanza.
Oh.
Then we are going to.
So from here una fry alafu. Sasa najua mimi penye natoka hii kuku bila ugali sijakula.
Unaweza kutoka.
Iko.
Nyuma ya bench.
So before we wrap up the show, hakuna kupika bila kukula. So umesema ningoje ugali. Okay. We are not winding up the show until Ingoho is ready. Ingoho must be boiled. So this one is for what? Oh. So wewe ndo ulitoa nyama ukule peke yako. Yeah. So I hand over the show to the senior chef, taking us through how to make our Ingoho. Then thereafter get to know serve it with what recipe. Bado niko jikoni. Stay with me.
If you take graduates who are not properly trained, the thing is, with other challenges that normally come up. For example, in the kitchen, you will get a problem like food poisoning. Yeah, client comes, he has food. Then at the end of the day, some client says, I'm feeling stomachache. So if you take out half-baked graduates, especially in the hotel industry, because that's the problem GMs are complaining about. GMs are complaining that yes, we are getting so many hoteliers trained, but I can tell you for free, 40% are only good, 60% are just as good as they didn't go to any school. And that's why we are saying the industry needs to style up. We need to make sure that we go the TVETA way. TVETA is talking about hands-on experience. The government is talking about having trainees who have got hands-on skills.
As a young chef, I've learned that being humble and humility is it's a key aspect, because you are someone who is not well experienced and you are in the process of learning, and there are more skilled and specialized people out there. So you have to stay humble, you have to be able to learn from the people, from your surrounding. You have to be able to welcome new knowledges and new ideas, and respect is very key to your elders, the older chefs, to the younger chefs, everybody. Life outside class is a bit different, because you have to step up and be more like the experienced people, because you are a young chef and you find more older people. You have to step up your skills, you have to work harder so that you can prove you are someone reliable. And also, like, the experience, it's not bad, it's not harsh. If you're creative and if you're willing to learn, I'd say it's a lot better.
People think that chefs earn peanuts. Never. Let's just talk of professional organizations. A professional organization in Kenya, in Dubai, in South Africa, because this is an international job. A chef earns $3,500 and above. A deputy is normally called a sous chef. Sous chef earns between $2,500, which is $250 to $300. Yeah. Chef tipati, somebody in charge of the shift earns around 100 to 150. A normal trainee from school, like now the guys we took to UAE, they were given those jobs as a commis. They were earning $800. That's around 80,000 to 100. So this is a job that if a parent invests in it, and you are able to guide your child in terms of laying a good foundation. The problem that we have in the industry is people rushing. Somebody goes to college, he earns a diploma in food production. Within 1 year, he calls himself an executive chef. He calls himself a senior chef. It takes time for you to be an executive chef.
Robert, a trainer in hospitality with 11 years of experience, confirms that a lot has changed and players in the industry need to evolve to match the new trends or exit the market.
Before, we had a very complicated long recipes, but now we have very simplified recipes. So now we are taking short time of period to produce a specific recipe, to which was quite different before. And then again, the equipment that we are having at the market, very sophisticated, faster, that are being used to produce all those recipes. So there are tremendous changes that also we have to cope up with.
We organize this tour, educational tours. Once every year, we normally take them to Mombasa hotels. Like last year, we took them to all the hotels at the coast, at South Coast. They were able to get into Leopard Beach. They got into Diani Reef. They got into Swahili Beach. Now, why are we taking them to hotels down the coast? We just want them to understand how the industry runs, the challenges that hoteliers are having. And by the time these guys are finishing the training, they have a whole feeling of what happens in South Coast. They have a very good feeling of what happens in Nairobi. They have a feeling of what happens in Masai Mara, and they are able to actually go into the industry well equipped and able to do their jobs comfortably.
I've always been interested in culinary arts and cooking. I've always loved watching cooking shows ever since I was a kid, as a pastime and as a hobby. So I wanted to do it professionally as a career.
So what I advise this younger generation is to understand that this hospitality industry is not all about, cutting onion, garlic and ginger, but also it is industry which needs skilled personnel, skilled people.
For the jobs who are outside and you have no job, then it means you have either something wrong with your CV, or you did not get the right training, or you need to up some certificates on your CV or on your career so that you are marketable. I'm telling you, people have to eat. Every day, people have to eat. Long time, people have to eat. Yeah. So the question of saying there are no jobs in hospitality does not arise. The Ministry of Tourism to get into the game of marketing East Africa outside. Let's have more tourists coming in, and more tourists coming in means more jobs being created in the tourism industry, means more chefs required, means more service staff required, and the whole game just keeps on rotating.
Cooking is one of the greatest pleasures in life. A pinch of this, a dab of that, all the world loves good food.
There is cooking, then there is cooking with passion, creativity and love. And that is what Impact Chefs Academy is investing in the young chefs getting into the market. The young chefs believe that energy you put into a recipe is just as important as the ingredients you use.
Food is the only universal thing that can bring people together.